You're 40. Maybe you've been working really hard for the last 15 or 20 years. You make decent money, but between bills, kids, mortgage payments, and trying to enjoy life at least a little bit, you're wondering, am I actually on track to retire comfortably? If you're feeling behind, you are not alone. In fact, a recent study found that over 50% of Americans in their 40s have less than $100,000 saved for retirement. But here's the good news. It's not too late. It's not. Today, I'm breaking down how a simple S&P 500 ETF can still get you to that millionaire milestone, even if you're starting at your 40s. Hey there, I'm Tanya and welcome to my channel. I help mid-level professionals like you cut through the noise of personal finance advice with practical advice and simple tools. As a CFA with 15 years of experience in the financial industry, I've seen what works and what doesn't when it comes to building wealth in your 40s. If you don't subscribe, you'll probably never see me again. And you'll miss all the strategies that could set you up for financial independence and stress-free retirement. But if you do, you'll get practical, real-world personal finance advice that work for busy professionals like yourself. Now let's talk about how to get you to that $1 million milestone, even if you're just starting now. At 40s, life is busy. Between work, family, and responsibilities, saving for a financially independent future or a carefree retirement often takes a backseat. But here's the harsh truth. Relying on a 401k alone may not be enough. With inflation and longer life expectancy, many professionals are underestimating how much they'll actually need. So let's reframe this. Instead of just saving, you need to invest. And one of the most stress-free ways to do that, the S&P 500 ETFs. At this stage, you don't have time for risky stock picking or chasing the next big thing. You need something proven, something that grows without you constantly managing it. And that's where the S&P 500 ETF comes in. It tracks the top 500 US companies, meaning you get a diversified portfolio in one simple investment. Instead of worrying about individual stocks, you're betting on the long-term success of companies you already use every day. Think Amazon, Google, Apple, even Tesla. And over the last 100 years, despite all the crashes and recessions, the S&P 500 has averaged a 10% annual return. That's the average. Alright, now let's talk real numbers. If you're starting at 40 years old, here's how much you'd need to invest each month in an S&P 500 ETF to hit $1 million by the time you are 65. $2,500 a month for the next 15 years, or $1,500 a month for the next 20 years, $850 a month for the next 25 years, and only $525 a month for the next 30 years. In each of these cases, at the end of the investment period, you are expected to have more than $1 million saved. Still, if this sounds intimidating, don't worry. This isn't about sacrificing everything. It's about reallocating small amounts to investment over a longer period of time to let compound interest do the heavy lift. Now, I know what you're thinking, especially in these days. What if the market crashes? The answer? You keep investing. The mistake most people make in their 40s, in their 30s, and even in their 50s is trying to time the market. But history shows us that staying invested in a well-diversified portfolio, such as with an S&P 500 ETF, always wins long-term. If you invest regularly through a strategy called dollar cost averaging, you'll buy during highs and lows, smoothing out your returns. Now check this out. If you hold an S&P 500 ETF for just 1 year, there's a 27% chance you'll lose money. But if you hold for 20 years, the chance of losing money drops nearly to 0%. Every 20-year period in history has resulted in positive returns. I get it. At 40s, it feels like time is against you. But the truth is, time in the market beats timing the market every time. So even if you're just starting out now, you have 25 years until retirement. And that's plenty of time to to build a solid nest egg if you are consistent and persistent. And here's a quick mindset shift. Stop focusing on getting rich. Instead, focus on creating a future where you have options. Options to retire early, options to work less, options to enjoy life without worrying about money. Alright, here's your today challenge. Take 60 seconds and write down how much you could realistically invest each month. Maybe it's $500, maybe it's $2,000. And if you feel that there is $0, then you make sure you watch this video right here, because I'm sure it's not. Once you have that written down, commit to taking action. Open a brokerage account, set up automated investments in an S&P 500 ETF, and let time and compound interest work for you. And hey, if you found this video helpful, hit that like button. Your support is very important to me. Also, I highly recommend you watch this video right here on long-term investing. Joseph Carlson dives even deeper into the mindset that is needed to build wealth. And remember, it's not too late to start building wealth, but the key is to start now. And I'm cheering for you always. See you in the next video. Bye bye.